Greetings from Florida. Here we're working on a Corvette C6 2005 to 2013. GM stopped making these regulators, foolishly, but they stopped. So now your only option is to rebuild them. It's a challenge, so you might want to hire somebody to do it for you. I'm going to include links to the parts that I'm using. There's two versions of this rebuild kit. I like this one better, this version better, and you'll see why in a few minutes. Oh, as far as getting the regulator out, I'll also include a link to my C6 videos of how to take the window regulator out and put it back in. So what you're getting are the cables and the spool. Before you get started, take a marker and mark somewhere on the metal to the white. Otherwise, because the metal bracket fits all four ways, so you'll want to mark that so you know how to put it back on. You get three, I believe, Torx 25s. Take those off. We're going to take off the metal plate. And try to, if your cables aren't too messed up on the old one, try to see which way the spool went. It'll make it easier, because if you put it in backwards, and I did, you'll need to take the whole thing out and do it over again. So I'm going to cut this off and get this open for you. If you need us to do it, Power Up Auto in Tampa Bay, Sarasota, Manatee, Tampa, Pinellas. Give us a call. We can do it for you. It's very expensive. So you see that gear. Again, in this case, the cables were all frayed, so I couldn't tell where the cables had been mounted on the gear in the first place. So if not, you'll just have to take a guess. You got a 50-50 chance of getting it right. By the way, this actually took me 2 hours. I narrowed it down to 20 minutes for you. And it's a double speed. See, right there, if the cables are there, you might be able to tell where they mounted onto the spool, but I couldn't. It was all frayed and destroyed, so I had to go ahead and just wing it. Now, this one I like better because your finishing touch on this will be from that big piece that I just had in my hand, that big white piece with the black tape around it. And that's, I think, easier to get on. It's the last thing you're going to go ahead and put on. The other one is interesting. If you get the other one, either way, don't take off the clamp on this or on the other one that they sell until you're sure that everything is right, and then take it off, because it opens up the springs a little bit more to get a little more tension. You don't want to get that off till the end. So you're going to need to leave simply one spline of this gear open. You're going to wrap it. Oh, one more thing. Make sure that when you put the cables on, that the metal cable that goes into those clips that go onto the glass is at the same location on both of them. One time I did it, and I had the one side at the top and one side at the bottom, so I had to take it apart and do it again. And I know that this may not be the greatest video, but it's the only one that's out there, so I figured let's do it. So that's how those are going to go, just like that. You can get those all going first. So you want one of the cables to go about 2 times around and one to go around 3, and make sure you're leaving one spline open. Also, these cables have to cross each other. They can't, so when you put them back into this thing, and make sure that the open part of the gear is right there at the top of it, because that's going to go onto the motor. I'm sure you're looking at this thinking, hey, I need to hire somebody to do this. Yeah, you probably do. But They say you're not a real surgeon until you've killed your first patient. All right, next up, I'm going to put the rest of the spool, of the cables, to the top and bottom of the track. Goes in like that. We've done 3 of these so far. Each one taking about 2 hours, to be quite honest with you. I've done 2 of them with this kit. I've done 1 of them with the other kit that they sell. I'm going to include links to all of them, but you'll be happier if you get this one. The other one worked. I mean, it was fine when I did it, but it was just a little bit more challenging. Oh, one more thing. On the roller right there, you'll see a little indentation on the spool. You're going to slide that roller around to guide the cable into the track. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with where that looks. And then after you get it all in, you're going to take, before you release the extra spring, you're going to go ahead and put it onto the wiring harness to the motor and try it just a little bit. You want to make sure down is up and up is up, which again, I had that problem, so I had to go back and do it again. But you want to check that before you call it a done deal. That's how that's eventually going to go, and that's generally going to be the last thing that you pull out to tighten it and then put it on, generally. You can also see the white plastic clip on the side there. You can also, theoretically, pull that back to create a little extra tension and then slide that in. There's a couple ways to do this. And at one point here, what I do is I put the cables kept coming off the rails. So I put a little bit of tape around it just to hold it in place while I was working on it. Surprising that GM stopped making these. Dorman made one for a while, but I think they stopped. The problem with this is the motor is tied into everything in the door. All the electronics in the door go through the motor. So nobody really wants to make them aftermarket. Dorman did make one. They were very expensive. They were about $500 or $600, and I haven't seen them online since. If you do, maybe that's the way to go. Again, GM stopped making them, and I understand them not making it for a common car, but for a Corvette, people keep these forever. I mean, they're classic cars, so I don't understand why they stopped making them. They stopped making them for the C5 as well, the 97 to 04. But that one there are aftermarket options for. So here I'm just putting some tape around, not too tight, just to kind of keep the cables on the track. If you have any questions, please ask right here on YouTube. And if you find this helpful, go ahead and like the video. It'll be helpful because that'll help YouTube show it to other people looking for the same type of video. So you'll be doing your fellow vet owners a service. And you're welcome to skip around on this video. I know this is taking a while. So again, the trick here is to make sure the cables cross over each other. They can't go straight on. My hands weren't really shaking that much. This is a double speed. And if you're in our area, please, Power Up Auto. Just look us up and we'd love to come do this for you. So about two winds on one side and probably close to 3 on the other. I think the actual spool has 6 grooves, so you want to leave one open for sure. I think I got it. Now, they use the same plastic bracket for both sides, the driver and the passenger. So it'll fit 2 ways. You only want it to fit 1 way. And the other problem I had was once I put it together, it just wasn't right. I couldn't get the other tracks lined up inside the door. So again, I took it out and had to do it again. I didn't show you all that, obviously, because you're not going to want to watch this for 2 hours. And by making a mark on the metal and the white, that's a good way to find out exactly where it lines up. See, there's 2 ways to get this to sit. Put these back. I'm making progress now. I think I jumped ahead here a little bit. I made another nut mark right there just to also help me figure out where it went. Yeah, this is okay. During that jump there, that break, I went ahead, put it in the car to see if it lined up. It did not. So that's why I'm back out here. And so what I did was I reversed the wires. I put the one that was on the bottom on the top and the one that was on top on the bottom. Now, what you can't see, and what I did not see at the time, is one of those white plastic guides in the upper right or bottom right of this video was not on properly. Maybe I have it on now. Now you're going to pull that. I'm loosening that just so I can get the other guide back on. That became an issue. Okay, so I think I've got it pretty well done. Now you're going to push the one in my right hand in more and then pull back on the bigger piece and you should be able to slide that in. Okay, I'm back. I tested it out. Yeah, it was right. So next thing I'm going to do is take off that tape that I put on there. And then you're going to put the brackets back on. That's pretty easy actually. They just clip on and then the metal ferrule, the bead that's on those cables, goes into that bracket. And again, you'll probably want the video on how to take the regulator out of the door and put it back in. I'm going to give you links to that too. And then at the end of this, you're going to see there's a pin right there. After all is said and done, you're going to pull that pin out. And that'll release the additional tension on the springs. Good luck. Call me.